You look Pakistan.
Kia ora there. Welcome along to Canterbury Politics. This is a podcast looking at politics from the greatest region in New Zealand, Canterbury. I'm Kevin. I'm a history major. We've got Liam, who's a history major. Say hi there, Liam.
Hey.
And we've got Jared, who's a history major. And basically, we're going to look at politics from a historical perspective. And I'm going to start us off by I'm going to throw out that this election is reminding me of the 1996 election where both Labour and National were quite low in the polls, respectively, around the late 20s, early 30s. And there was a number of minor parties. ACT was around and New Zealand First were around. And I'm going to say, does Christopher Luxon need political friends other than little David Seymour? And I'm just kick it out there to Jared and Liam. Jump in anytime you like.
Okay, so what happened in 96 that resembles it? So like this, they haven't got past, like you said, like in the 40% area.
Both big parties are looking kind of not so hot.
Yeah. Both Labour and National are in the low 30s. And the 1996 election, we had both a similar sort of thing. We had New Zealand First, the smaller parties were doing quite well. New Zealand First was above 10%. ACT was about 7%, I think. So what I'm saying with this election, I don't see Labour and National with Hipkins and Luxon. I don't think that the public's going, hey, these guys are leading us towards 40%. I think we're going to see both Labour and National in the low 30s, and it's going to be a dogfight between the smaller parties. This is why I think that at some stage, Christopher Luxon is going to sit down and have a slap-up meal with Shane Jones in Northland, because I think he will need New Zealand First. So that's what I'm throwing out to this Canterbury politics.
Who do you think the Māori Party will go with?
Well, the Māori Party are definitely going to go with Labour because Christopher Luxon doesn't want them. He said, when we're talking about friends, Christopher Luxon's in the school ground playground, and he said, I'm not playing with you. They have nothing to do with you. Jared, your thoughts?
My thoughts, let's just get a minor party in. I don't care who it is.
Just get a minor party in?
Let's just break the cycle, break the wheel, get a minor party in. I don't care who it is. Let's just do it. It'd be cracker.
Well, they're coming in anyway, and it's called democracy. That's the
democracy manifest.
Yeah. No, the point about this is that Luxon can get New Zealand First in, but there's a potential, unless he does a sort of a backroom deal and basically throws them an electorate, there's a potential that New Zealand First could get 4 to 5% or 4 to 4.9%, lose all that vote. He needs a party like New Zealand First, or it could be mates with Canterbury Represent Raf Mandy down in Ireland, but his party's not really at more than 1 or 2%. So that may not actually get him anywhere. But he needs friends, because the only friend he's got at the moment is David Seymour, and David Seymour's not playing nice in the playground. He's basically saying, I'm taking your votes, I'm going harder in law and order. And so National and ACT, to me, are looking like 45% and losing the election.
All right.
You reckon Natty G can actually scrape out a win this year, though?
Reckon who?
Natty G.
Who's Natty G?
National G.
No. Yeah, I think they can if they go with Winston Peters. One thing, just for the viewers and all three of you on this hidden podcast, is that I didn't realise, but I'm doing this podcast as a minority. I believe that 66.6% of this particular podcast are actually on the Maori roll, and I just wanted to kick it out. Why are you two on the Maori roll? What's the advantage?
Well, I stupidly did it when there was that one day you could show up. You had to show up on one day and vote. And the first time I voted, the lines were too long for the general election, so I decided to shift to the Māori election so I didn't have to wait in line. But then after that, you could just vote over a whole week and you didn't have to wait in line. So that's stupidly why I'm on there's not much thought to it, to be honest.
On the Maori roll, your party vote just goes to the party, so that doesn't matter. So essentially it's just about the electorate, and so I don't know if there's a massive political advantage, but there does seem to be a real push to get people on the Maori roll. What about you, Jared?
Yeah.
What particularly drew you to the Maori roll?
Well, I was born in the North Island, grew up in Northland. I've got a big Māori family, and it just seemed right,
Peer pressure, probably.
Just seemed right, it just, like, I was of age, I was of that age, and it just all, I have family in that sort of space as well, who are in the Māori electorate, so I just, thought it was my time to pick it up. give it a go. And so yeah, I've just been on it, and I don't really understand it. So, but that's cool.
That's cool. That's cool. Okay, well, speaking of cool, I'm not actually sure they are cool, but the Maori Party could have a big part to play in this particular election.
Why?
Because I believe they're going to get about 5 or 6%, and I think if they strategically, there's this theory that the Maori Party and Labour are fighting each other. I'm going to throw it out there that this election they're not really fighting each other.
They're boys, aren't they boys?
Yeah, Willie Jackson, who's the Maori caucus leader, his best mate, as far as I know, is John Tamahiri, who's the Maori Party president and strategist. So Tamahiri, yeah. So, and their other buddy is Matt McCartan, who used to be in Labour and basically has been in a number of political parties. My thought is this election, strategically, they're going to try and lift that particular vote, and it is going around the blogs as being very strategic. Basically, it hasn't hit mainstream media, and it's hit this podcast. I'm calling it, along with Bob Bradbury, that the Maori Party could very well be the decider. And Christopher Luxon's already ruled them out, so there you go. What I'm saying is, if the Maori Party is going 100% with Labour, who's Christopher Luxon going to get for that centrist vote?
Te Pāti Māori, of course.
No, but they've already ruled them out, Jared. Pay attention to the
Te Pāti Māori.
Oh, Te Pāti. Oh, I see. Wrong pronunciation rather than yeah. Who's got? There's no assaults in this podcast. Right. Cut. We'll try again. Nicole, camera person, where have you gone? We've lost that camera person. Could you come back?
I just want to charge something. I can afford a charger.
Oh, thank you. I think you need to slightly move the